Good morning. It's a lovely day here. So I found a new secret spot by the river. And today we're going to be here looking at balance between the two sides of the body, that is. I just did the exercises and recorded them. So I wanted to do the intro while it's still fresh in me. And as I mentioned at the end, I really like this way of thinking of balance because um, usually in a yoga class, balance is balancing. It's balancing on one arm, one leg, things like that, which is great. Um, that's one great way to think about balance. I definitely need help in every kind of balance, actually. But in these exercises, we look at balance in focused awareness. So we're moving the focus from one side or the other. And there's a little bit of what you'd call balancing poses. There's one anyway. Um, but most of it is just bringing the awareness back and forth. And to me, that is really, really interesting. Um, because in doing it, what happens is I just realize how I I have a total different mind-body awareness in each side of the body, and well, I'll just tell a funny story is I for a while I had a lot of work to do, and I was doing some bad habits, being a bit stressful about it, drinking too much coffee, sitting too much, not moving enough, all those habits. And I was starting to get this pain kind of in my upper stomach, on one side of my stomach, like a little bit of inflammation. And I was, what is that? What can I do about it? Eventually I stretched it out and breathed it out and I focused on the area. And, a lot of times if you have a small pain like that, just breathe happiness into it and out of it. And I did reduce it and get over it. But I realized that the physical posture I'd been doing, there obviously I was doing mental things that helped create it, but the physical thing I was doing was I was just sitting with one leg um, over the other, and it was always the same leg. So basically I was doing a pose. I was doing a pose with one leg over the other, and all the organs shifted following that. And I was breathing stress into that pose for for 2 weeks, and it made it inflamed on that side. So, for me, this is so interesting. Balance. It's both how to balance, literally balancing on your feet, but it's also how you balance. You don't think when you're sitting in a chair, oh, am I balancing? Yeah, of course I'm balancing. I'm sitting in a chair. No, you don't think about it, but your balance in that chair is going to affect your health and your mentality, your habits. One of my point of making these videos and doing what I'm doing is to show and remind myself that this whole unit is connected, mind and body, and it is just the exploration of how it's connected to me is it's the most interesting thing I've ever learned. It's the most amazing exploration I've ever done. I've tried a lot of different things, and this exploration of how the mind and body are connected as one unit and how they influence each other and how uh, consciousness and awareness influences both of them is fascinating. You know, I want to do it forever. I want it to be my life. It's just amazing. So that's what we're doing today, in a nutshell, looking at both sides of the body, how they balance with each other, how they work with each other. It was pretty hot earlier here. We're about to have our midday thunderstorm. So I'm going to get out of here. Enjoy the exercises. You'll see me sweating in the heat down here. It got pretty hot today. So enjoy the exercises. Be safe in your lockdown. Stay positive. I'm lucky I have a lot of nature without a lot of human germs to run into I can go out in. So I hope if you have some nature, you're able to enjoy your nature as well. Whether you're locked in or in your normal life, we need to enjoy nature. Like I say later, the energy of this nature, the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, it's not a mystical thing. You know, if you want to know what the energy of the earth is, you don't need to read it in a book. This is the energy of the earth. Just feel it. What do you feel like when you feel it? That's it. What's the energy of the sky? There it is. Feel it. It's just there. Nobody needs to give you a magic initiation. Nobody needs to give you an attunement. Just go out there and feel it. It's right there for all of us. Awareness is right there. Nature's right there. Energy's right there. And it's great. So enjoy. Please like and share, like everybody says, but please like and share. I do want to share these with people. I do want my work to help people. So please, if there's something that can be improved, let me know. If there's something you'd like to see or work on, let me know. So enjoy the exercise, and I'll see you soon. We start by standing up. And we're just going to be noticing each side of the body. So to start off, just shift your weight slightly back and forth from one foot to the other. On the left side, feel the left side. The right side, notice the right side. Next shift, stay on the right side. Feel the weight on that right side of the body. And raise your right arm. Now we'll just sit here for a few breaths and just notice what the right side of the body feels like. Maybe notice the arm, notice the leg, chest, stomach, neck. What does it do? And on your next exhale, just drop that right arm and center your body again. And stay here for a couple breaths. How does the right side feel different than the left side? And now shift over to the left side and bring the left arm up. And just notice the left side in the same way. And let it down on the exhale. And feel the whole body. What's different? We're not visualizing anything. We're not even doing any special breathing or necessarily following the breathing. All we're doing is just feeling how each side of the body feels in turn. So we'll repeat 2 more times for each side. Just hold it for about 3 breaths. Come back down in the center for 2 breaths, and then go to the other side for 3 more breaths. in your own time. And just notice that side of the body. Okay, for the next one, feel free to stay standing. And now we're going to go back to our alternate nostril breathing. If you've done any of these exercises before, you're familiar with this one. So, right arm up, right thumb over the right nostril, left arm up in the air. Now you're inhaling sunlight into the left side of the body. So you visualize sunlight entering the left side, for those of you who haven't done it before. You visualize sunlight entering the left side of the body, and then you're going to visualize sunlight leaving the left side of the body. So you're not paying attention to your right side of the body, you're only visualizing heat and warmth, light, joy, everything that the sun breathes. If it's a sunny day, just feel the sun. If you want to know what the energy of the sun is, it's not a mystical thing, it's not a thing you have to look up in a book, it's not a thing you have to pay someone to tell you what the energy of the sun is, it's not a secret thing, it's just this. You can feel it. It's right there. On a sunny day, that's the energy of the sun. When we talk about energy, it's not just the heat from the sun, but it's the warmth of the grass and the earth. It's the juxtaposition of a cool breeze against the warm sun. It's the sweat on your forehead when you're standing out in it. And again, it's the juxtaposition of the cooling of that sweat on your forehead against the heat. It's the tint that it gives everything. The white light. The squinting that it makes you do in the sun. All of this is the energy of the sun. It's all around you. You don't need to look it up in a book. It's right there. That's the energy of the sun. It's not a mystical thing. You breathe that in, and because we're standing, focus on the whole body, even all the way down to the foot on the left side. So all of that feeling of sun comes into the left side. And then as you exhale, all of it goes back out through the body, and eventually at the very end of your exhale, it's leaving your skin. That feeling of the sun, the heat, the joy, the light of the sun, it's leaving your skin, out your skin. And then inhaling back in. Okay? So we'll do this 7 breaths. On each side. Since I just spent a long time explaining it, now I'll just do the exercises silently. 7 breaths on each side. And now bring both hands up and 7 more breaths through both sides of the body. And just spend a moment standing there, feeling both sides of the body as 2 halves. How are they different? How are they the same? Two arms, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 sides of the mouth. How are they the same? How are they different? Step onto your yoga mat. You can stand on the end, the top end. I'll stand in the middle for illustration. So I'll model each posture. I'll explain it, and then I'll repeat the posture 7 times. If you like, you can go the full 7. Also feel free just to go 3 or 5 times for each one. So for each posture, and some are in a series, so for each posture or series, we'll start with 1 set on the left side of the body and 1 set on the right side of the body. So it's just going to be exactly following the breathing. We'll breathe breathing in the left side, out the left side, and then on the next transition, we'll breathe in the right side and out the right side. There will also be a focus on a section of the body, like usual, based along the spinal column. So for instance, at the beginning, we're focusing on the heart. So that means you're breathing in sunlight on the left side. It's filling the heart at the full inhale. Then you're exhaling from the heart back out the left side. And at the full exhale, that heat and light, that feeling of sun has exited the skin. Again, it's not a mystical thing, you're imagining this. So you just imagine it. It's not that, some people are going to feel some magic power and other people don't. Everyone's imagining it. So you just picture it, you imagine it, and you feel it out. So that's what we're doing here, is we're playing with our consciousness to clear the consciousness and to clear the mind. So we use it with our imagination. So if you're breathing in, you're thinking, oh, I don't feel the magic energy of the sun. It's okay. The magic energy of the sun is you visualizing the magic energy of the sun. So like I said, I'll show each one 7 times. Bring your hands to your heart and drop your left hand down as you inhale. At the top, the energy of the sun has filled the heart, and exhale. Keep exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. On the last one, bring it to the center of the heart. Exhale completely. Spend a couple breaths feeling the heart, feeling how the two sides of the body are different. Drop the right arm and inhale. Sunlight fills the heart at the peak, and exhale. Sunlight goes out from the heart, out the right side of the body. Just spend a couple breaths with your hands there, or feel free to drop them and feel both sides of the body. The next one I'll illustrate. We're going to go into the back bend. Hands up, pulling your body up high, pulling your hands up high. So you're really pulling yourself up high with this one. And then when you bend back, you're pushing your hips forward. Hips go forward and the back goes back. Your legs are tight. You're going to want to squeeze your bottom, squeeze your butt, but try not to squeeze your butt. Instead, rotate your hips out. Try to keep the butt just how it is. Rotate your hips out. Your feet are planted and your knees are locked. If you don't want to lock your knees, you can keep a slight bend. I lock my knees. Your arms, ideally, are staying next to your ears the whole time. Usually the back will go back a little bit more. That's okay. Try to just move that arm back. And when you do push that arm back, you'll feel that your whole body is engaged from the feet all the way up to the fingers. And that's the feeling you want. Now how we do it in this one, we're going to engage each side of the body separately. So I'll show you first. Come up and exhale. Back. Inhale. And then next exhale, drop the right hand down to the waist. Keep the left hand up. And then you're going to be inhaling sunlight in the left side into the throat and out from the throat and the neck, out from the throat and the neck, back out the left side of the body. Okay? So I'll hold for 7. I'll illustrate, and then I'm just going to go right into repeating on the other side. And up, both hands up, both hands down. There's a lot going on here, so if you're like me, maybe you had a little trouble keeping the visualization, it's okay. So, if you have trouble, just focus on one side of the body. If you can just keep your focus on that left side, that's enough. Then try to add back in feeling of sunlight, back in entering the throat, exiting the throat. Just the visualization is done just like a yoga posture. So when you fall out of the posture physically, you go back, you simplify, you try to get it. So the meditation is the same way. But the important thing is don't hurt yourself here. So if that's just too much for you, just do a slight bend. You can just do a slight bend and just raise your arm. Just a slight bend like this. You don't have to go way back. Okay? Now right side. Both hands up, and coming down, just go right into the forward bend. Right into the forward bend. Spend a few seconds here feeling both sides of the body. Breathe sunlight into the tailbone, exiting both sides of the body. Go ahead and do 3, 5, or 7 breaths here, both sides of the body. Now use your hands to just walk your body over to the right side. Your hips stay where they are, facing the front. Your head, your body, your hands move. Now you're on the right side, so the stretch is along the left. Spend 3, 5, or 7 breaths breathing in to the tailbone, exiting sunlight out the left side of the body. Walk back to the center and just walk to the left. Repeat on the other side, breathing in on the right side, exiting the right side, focusing on the tailbone. Come back to the middle. If you're not at the top of your mat, just walk up to the top of your mat. Bring your left foot all the way back, knee to the ground, foot flat. Bring yourself up. Let's just practice dropping down into the hips. Drop down into the hips. If the front knee is way in front of your ankles, just walk the front foot forward. Drop into the hips. Now let the body have a slight back bend. Right hand on right knee. Left hand up. And breathe sunlight into the left side of the body at the top of the breath, filling the third eye. And then exhaling out of the third eye, out the left side. Inhale once more, and drop the body down, both hands down, right hand next to the right foot. Bring the left arm up in the air, just like on triangle pose. Try to look up at the left fingers, breathe in through the left side of the body. Bring that head looking straight up into the third eye. Come up on your fingers on the right hand if you need to. Inhale once more and come down. And now we're going to bring the left leg up to the right leg. Stand up. I'll just walk back a little. Stand up. And we're going to just bend at the waist, left leg going back, body going down, hands together. We're going to breathe for 3, 5, or 7 breaths into the left side of the body as we balance. Inhale and drop. And come up. hands down. Let's repeat on the right side. So you'll balance on your left leg. Hands up. Lean forward and right leg back. Come up. Hands down. Come to the front of your mat if you're not still there. Bring that right leg back. Drop the right knee, right foot flat on the ground. Both hands forward. Straighten your back. Lift your body up. Rest on the hips. Left hand on left knee, right hand up. Inhale sunlight into the right side of the body. Top of the inhale, collecting in the third eye, exhaling out of the third eye through the right side of the body, through the skin at the bottom of the exhale. 3, 5, or 7 times. Inhale again. Come up and drop down. Left hand next to the left foot. And raise the right hand up, just like in triangle pose. Come up onto your fingers if you have to. For me, it's a lot more comfortable. And inhale into that right side of the body. Exhale out the right side. Sunlight coming out the skin. Inhale and exhale back down. Keep on exhaling and push that left foot back and go into downward dog. Rest here. Inhale into the stomach 3, 5, or 7 times. Sunlight going out both sides of the body for a little rest. Push into the palms. Get the feet shoulder width apart. Get comfortable. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, knees to the ground. Bend the arms. And bring the chin and chest to the ground. Inhale into both sides of the body. Top of the inhale, staying in the entire spine. 3, 5, or 7 breaths. Inhale, push your body up, flatten your feet. You're bending at the very lower back. Your hips, your reproductive organs are pressed against the ground. You're not pushing your shoulders up. Your shoulders are down and back. Your head can be forward, your head can be up. Inhale sunlight into the reproductive organs and out both sides of the body. Inhale, come up. Exhale, just pull back into child's pose. Relax here for 3, 5, or 7 breaths. Inhale sunlight into both sides of the body. It can rest either at the bottom of the back or the entire spinal cord. And come up. Come up onto your knees. Now the next one, only do as much of this stretch as you feel comfortable. Once you start to feel uncomfortable, you can just stop doing it. Just stay where you are. Hands on your hips. Inhale. Exhale, bend back. Continue exhaling and grab your heels. Push your hips forward, head down. Inhale to the spine. Focus on the base of the spine. Exhaling out both sides of the body. Inhale. Put those hands back on the hips and come up. Sit back down on your feet. Grab your heels again with your hands. Head tucked into the chin. Drop forward, rolling your back, and your forehead will touch your knees. Inhale into both sides of the body. Focus on the lower back. Exhale out both sides of the body. Push your butt up. Pull on your feet. Inhale, come up. Go ahead and bring the whole body up to standing. And we'll just do 7 inhales back into the heart, just like last time. Except we'll do both sides at once, on your own time. Feel free to rest here or go straight into Savasana. Lie down flat on the ground with your palms open. Lie down in Savasana, resting the body. Feel the whole body. And become particularly aware of the skin. Notice the skin. It's one organ, one piece. Feel how it wraps around the whole body continuously. Both sides. 10 fingers. A few holes in it there, here and there. Otherwise, it seamlessly wraps around the whole body. Feel that skin around your body. Like an egg, like the shell of an egg. A membrane. Inside that skin, inside that egg, is empty. The whole interior is empty. Empty space. Nothing to grab hold to. And the exterior, one continuous piece of skin, like the shell of an egg. Outside, sensations, matter, wind, sun, water, air, smells coming from outside, hitting the skin, the egg, passing through the inside, which is empty. Thoughts, impressions, ideas exist neither wholly inside or outside. They pass through, perceptible but invisible, like smells. Thoughts float through, coming inside and passing through, outside. Thoughts do not belong to you, and you do not belong to them. And where is your perspective? Where are you in this visualization? You are not in the body. It is empty. And you are not a thought passing through because you are observing those thoughts. You are not a sensation outside because you are observing the outside. You are awareness outside of thoughts, outside of the body, outside of sensation, but observing all. Sit for a moment in the pure awareness. As soon as you start to imagine it, or picture it, or describe it, come back to pure awareness. Descriptions and imagination are thoughts, which I am neither here nor there. Rest in pure awareness. And finally, locate that pure awareness as a kernel inside of the body, right in the center of the chest. In that hollow body, it is a kernel of bright light, filling the body with light. Your awareness, your perspective comes from this bright light in the center of your chest. Your point of view comes from the center of your chest. The eye has become a bright luminescence in the center of the chest. And as you shine brighter, it coalesces into heart, lungs, rib cage, spine, organs, soft tissues, blood, the bones, the neck, the skull, the brain, the eyes. And now the body is whole again. And your perspective, the observing eye, is still located in the center of the chest. Slowly move your hands. Feel this body. Move your feet. Feel this body now full. Keep the awareness in the center of the chest. And in your own time, slowly stand up. We'll just keep the breathing smooth and natural here. Keep the focus, the attention. Your perspective is coming from right here, the center of the chest. The you, the I, the perceiving self is right here, the center of the chest. The thoughts, are moving through. We don't have anything to do with the eye. And yet we're fully aware of the body. This is embodied pure awareness. So feet slightly more than shoulder width apart, however is comfortable for you. And we're just going to be swinging our upper body, swinging the shoulders, the arms follow, the chest follows, the hands, they whip around, and then the head and the hips both follow around. And if you want, you can give a little bend in the knee there. And we'll just do this for a little while, as long as you want, just to ground that full embodied awareness into the body. So just go into the movement and keep that perspective of embodied awareness right there in the chest. Breathe and move with your own rhythm. You can go deep down if you want. You can do big twists if you want. Or you can keep the movement light with just a small twist. Play around with it, keeping the I, the self, in the center of the chest. Get the position that's comfortable for you. And then just flow for a while. Awareness of the whole body as one piece. And when you're done, just slow those rotations down. Feel both sides of the body. Symmetry, balance. I like this one because, especially in yoga, we usually think of balance as balancing on one foot or another. And we did a little bit of balancing, but this one brings awareness to each side. And that, for me, is really interesting because I really tend to hold the two sides of my body quite differently. And this one helps to even those up. So thank you for joining. See you tomorrow.